6 months ago, I sat in this rig for the first time. No clue what I was doing, no idea what was coming. And now? Crashes, punts, blown setups, race starts that turn into crime scenes in 30 seconds flat. And maybe, just maybe, a bit of progress. When I started, I didn't even know how to get my force feedback or pedals feeling right. I just copied random settings off Reddit and hoped for the best. Every race felt like a roll of the dice. I'd spin out on corners, on straights, even in the pit lane if I was feeling extra ambitious. Pick a line and I'd find a way to bin it. Half the time, I didn't even trust the car or myself. Defensive driving? That was just me praying that the other guy didn't absolutely send it. Some races went okay, but most were absolute chaos. No consistency, no muscle memory, and no clue what setup tweaks actually did. But that's the thing about sim racing. You either learn, or you stay stuck in rookie trenches forever. Jumping into a class I'm not ready for and hoping I can hold it together, that's never been an option for me. And the funny thing is, I've technically been on the service now for 6 months, but I've only averaged 1 race a week since the start of the year. It's not a ton, so every single race feels like it counts. It hasn't all been carnage though. 6 months in, I'm actually faster now, more consistent, more patient when I need to be. I know how to read the car, feel when something's off, and fix a setup without turning it into a total death trap. It's not all just survival either, there's been some proper moments. I won the NEC on my 2nd attempt. I came 2nd in my first ever race and 1st in my first ever GT4 attempt, and somehow, even with all the spins and punts, I'm holding over a 15% win rate and nearly 60% top 5s. It's nowhere near perfect, but it's proof I'm getting somewhere. I've stopped blaming my gear, mostly. It's on me now if I bin it, which, let's be honest, still happens more than it should. However, I did decide that if I'm going to try and survive GT4 Multiclass, I might as well do it in style. So here's the new livery.
What's wrong with being ratchet? To tell my bitches getting static for the records that they sell. Calling me a sinner, you can go to hell, man. This pussy so good, it's why we finna screw ourselves. So what's wrong with being ratchet? To tell my bitches getting static for the records that they sell. Calling me a sinner, you can go to hell, man. This pussy so good, it's why we finna screw ourselves.
Massive shout out to TamLivery for turning my half-baked ideas into something that actually looks decent. And yeah, this week 3 races in the Falcon Sports Car Challenge, top split, second split, then back to top split again. If you're here for clean results, prepare to be disappointed. But if you're here for chaos, you're in the right place. And stick around after, because I actually learned a thing or two, which is rare.
It's about damn time.
Race 1, top split. Qualified 13th in class. Not amazing, but not tragic either. First few laps, car feels good. I'm keeping it clean until lap 6, when an LMP3 driver decides to forego all logic and undertake me on the apex of a corner, tagging me for fun. A couple laps later, I'm back in a decent fight with the Castrol car ahead, proper door-to-door racing, feeling good, until lap 9, where I do what I do best and chucked it into the scenery solo style. After that, it's just survival. The car's bent, pace is gone, and I spend the rest of it dragging around a half-broken Merc, feeling like a rolling chicane. I crossed the line in 12th, although with that pace, it felt more like dead last. Little did I know at this point, it was going to be my best performance of the week. Race 2 now, second split out of 4. I actually had a decent qualifying pace, but lost it due to an off-track. Classic. I thought maybe the fact I wasn't in top split might make it easier to work my way through the pack though, and based on qualifying times, I knew I wasn't up with the aliens this time. Lap 1, turn 1. I tried to outbrake a McLaren off the line and completely cook it. Overshoot turn 1 and embarrass myself, and if that wasn't bad enough, turn 2's next. I cut across somebody without realising, totally my fault. They glitched out in my mirror, so I never even saw them coming. Car's already crooked, steering's bent, but somehow I dodge a pile-up a few corners later. Doesn't matter though. Lap 7, an LMP3 punts me right on the apex. Sends me sideways for the umpteenth time already this week. Fast forward to lap 13. Incident ahead. BMW wipes out an LMP3. I think he's going to stay wide, so I take the inside. He cuts back across way earlier than I expect, and I nail him square on. Most of that was just me being impatient and not reading the room. But race over, back to the pits, watching the clock tick down while I question every life choice. I finished 16th in class, which honestly feels quite generous. Last race, and we're back in top split again. But this time I don't even bother qualifying, I just want one clean race for the week. Lap 1, someone crashes right in front. They're sitting off the track holding the brakes like you should, until they decide, you know what, let's just ruin everyone's day. And they launch themselves back into the traffic. Somehow I thread the needle and make it through the chaos. Feels like a win for all of about 10 seconds. A couple of corners later, I spin myself out. Then get rear-ended so hard I end up in the pit lane without even meaning to. Then, for reasons still unknown to me, I think, nah, I'll be fine. I jump back out onto the track and turns out the car is basically a rolling write-off. I pull over for a tow, but when the tow timer hits 0, nothing happens. Pit menu's glitched, options are gone, completely blacked out. So I decide to limp around another lap, praying something resets. I finally dive back into the pits again. I forget to change the tyres because apparently my brain is also broken, but the car still isn't right. I'm not sure if it was a glitch or whether I'd done something wrong, but I've never seen the pit menu like that before. By lap 8, I'm full fat drifting a GT4 Merc around Watkins Glen, matching my 90s drift car livery, just with none of the actual skill. I crossed the line 21st in class, and somehow that feels about right, all things considered. So, 6 months in, and this is where I'm at. Some progress, yeah. I'm faster, more consistent. Setups don't make me want to throw the wheel out the window anymore. But the chaos, still alive and well. This week's got me genuinely wondering, is GT4 always like this? Or is it just Multiclass turning every race into a pit of swearing and dive bombs? This week's races have made rookie lobbies look civilised. Honestly, some of these LMP3 drivers need to be put on the naughty step. Send them back to the MX-5s and teach them some manners. But that's the game, right? A bit of progress, a lot of swearing, the occasional punt, and then you're back in the rig next week pretending you've actually learned something. I've made progress. I lost iRacing, rage quit more than I care to admit, and celebrated the tiniest wins like I'd just parked it on the Monaco podium. I've spent more hours stressing about brake bias than I ever thought was possible. Looking back, if I'd done anything differently, I would have stopped trying to fix everything overnight. Most of the early chaos came from me changing 5 things at once and then wondering why nothing felt right. If you're just starting, dial it in one piece at a time. force feedback, pedals, lines, then move on to the next thing. Way less painful than binning it every single corner for 6 months and not being able to put your finger on why. Secondly, I'd have focused more on actually learning the tracks, not just hot lapping one combo over and over. Knowing where you can push, where to be patient, what curbs to avoid. That stuff saves you way more time than you think. And finally, I'd have trusted my practice way more. Half my spins came from second guessing every corner and overthinking the lap mid-race. Just trust your prep, stay calm and drive the car you've got. It's way better than trying to magic up extra pace when it's just not there. And there's still so much left for me to figure out, like how to survive multiclass without getting murdered, get through an endurance stint without falling apart, and maybe even finish another GT4 race without spinning myself into next week. I'm planning to ramp it all up too. More races, more practice, more time actually figuring this stuff out instead of just winging it and hoping for the best. A big one for me is track knowledge too. Right now I'm turning up with basically 0 laps at half these places, and it shows. Because every time I go back I start with a little bit more in the bank and I'm quicker. Just got to find time to do it more, and I guess that will come. If you've been here since the rookie days, thank you so much for sticking around. If you're new, welcome to the cluster Futz. It only gets messier from here. I'll see you all in the next one.